Hello everyone, welcome. We will be starting our meeting shortly. Okay, I call this meeting to order. Remember, this meeting is being live streamed and will be accessible through YouTube. All participants should be aware that they're being recorded. For those off camera, state your name and position prior to speaking. Thank you. I'd like to make a motion to approve minutes from July 24th, 2025. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, we'd like to open up citizen comments to the council.
Hi. The only problem I have is, I talked to Mike about it, and, I live over here in Holiday Lane and everything, and, I live behind in the Crown Point area. And I'd like to know who, addressed or about the street address. Because I had a problem with FedEx one time. My package got delivered to the 203 apartments and for Holiday Lane. And somebody went and discussed it with the post office, and because they thought it was the post office that did it. And I was wondering if town did the street addresses. And how we could do something about it, because some of the packages are getting misdirected. And I talked to the manager about it, and she made the same comment. Because the apartments in the complex, they have all the same numbers.
So the apartments and then the duplexes in the back have the same, they have like, they start at like 100 or whatever.
Yeah.
And so there's duplicate numbers.
Uh-huh.
I didn't create the duplicate.
Who would have created the apartment numbers and wouldn't it be the business, the company that owns the buildings?
I mean, you got to coordinate the addresses with the county emergency services, but yeah, that would typically be the developer going to say, hey, we're gonna have, Susie Lane and Jerry Street and Rigdon Boulevard, and then they give the names, and then the numbers will be assigned from there. So do they have the same street name as well?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Well, because
They're all on the same street.
it's on
Holiday
a
Lane.
street back,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like one address for the whole apartment complex,
Mm-hmm.
right? Mike?
It's difficult for us to always know which one too. Now, it's only the 200 block, or no, wait, yeah, the 200 block and the 300? No, 2 and 4.
There's 2, 3.
Yeah, the 2 and the 300 block, because those are the same for the apartments. There's no 100s back there. But we have confusion too. We usually have to get it clarified whenever we call too. Which one is it, the apartments or and it is difficult, but again, who knows who set up those numbers and that address over there?
Has 911 talked to you or anybody about that?
No, we just typically, whenever something comes up, we'll just ask which one is it, and then we'll go to that.
I'm more thinking of ambulance runs.
I-
Things like that.
They probably do the same thing we do, try to figure out, or else we get there first and then they'll see our lights and then they just follow right behind us.
There's only a handful
Yeah.
of units,
So,
See.
buildings.
yeah. But
Yeah,
what she's referring to though is the FedEx, because, hers got, and that's a little bit more difficult because obviously FedEx probably don't have the
No.
same dispatch that we do. So
Mhm.
that's probably a bigger problem than we have.
Everything. But see, on the apartments, they have the numbers on the buildings. They have 100, 200, and then the one is 300. On our buildings, we don't have the numbers.
Well, they do at your door.
At our door, yeah, but not on the buildings and stuff.
But that's not anything we change, right? Let's get down to business.
But no, I mean, that's the developers, though, you don't have control over doing it. I think you probably would be appropriate for somebody from the town to have a conversation with the developer and say, hey, let you and I, find somebody that will represent the apartment and duplex owners, because it's the same people that own.
No, actually, they're coming, was it October 1st?
Probably.
They're, somebody is taking over the duplexes and the apartments are gonna be on separate owners. That's coming up here towards the end of fall or the beginning
Well,
of
that's gonna be a
fall.
whole nother situation.
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, I've reached out, it seems like, and I'm not sure that I know the number, it seems like the duplex, getting some address clarification on the duplexes would be an easier process. My
I
guess
think
is
so too.
There are fewer duplexes than apartments.
Yeah,
And so I would suggest reaching out to the new owner and say, listen, we want to have a conversation with EMS because we want local EMS and local police need to have different addresses, as well as people having, inconvenience there as well. From your perspective, it's like, you want to make sure that somebody who's got to run in an ambulance knows where they got to go.
Could you start that conversation, Mike?
I'll see if I can find out who the new people are for the duplex and then
Yeah.
see what I can do there.
And
I'm
then-
assuming they get water from here, don't they? That duplex and the apartments, do they get water from here?
yeah.
Okay. You haven't heard anything about this change, okay. I'll reach out to the manager over there that's there now over the whole thing and see if I can find
Because if
out.
every one of those apartments and duplexes had a different number,
Yeah,
that would solve this issue. Like if it went
Well,
from
that
1 or
would-
2 or 3 or 4, and those were all 5 and 6.
that would
numbers.
help, or they could call one Holiday Lane and one Holiday Hills or something. That would help too, because then it would separate the two of them from one to the other. So that would, yeah.
Yeah, the town can't just change the addresses, but the town can work to get those things changed. So
Okay,
you stick
I'll see what I can do with
them and make
the
sure.
current manager.
Good luck in getting a hold of her.
I know, it's tough, but I'll try.
Okay, thank you.
All right, that's all I wanted to know.
Uh,
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks. Okay, is there any other citizen comments that does not pertain to the water rate increase? Anything else? Please state your name and who you're with.
Bill Herdrick Petroleum. We're producing this C-store over here across the street. We also own the warehouse right next to us. We talked to you earlier about possibly looking at closing the alley if we could, so we can blacktop it. And wanted to find out where that is and the possible sale of your parking lot, if you'd like to do that. It's not mandatory.
Yep.
But if you want to look at those things, I'd be glad to talk to you about them. And
This is the gentleman that we talked about that I talked to on the phone twice now, and we've been discussing different options to help that portion where he's building his thing. And I have talked to Jay. We've been going back and forth about the vacating of the alley. I sent you this
I
morning.
got a picture of
You
it.
sent- you- okay.
I walked down here before
Oh.
the meeting, so I could take a look at it, make sure I understood what the picture was.
Yes, absolutely.
And, the town considered that. What the town would do would be to pass a motion tonight to schedule a hearing for presumably next month's meeting.
Thank you.
And the motion would say you're going to consider the vacation of that alley right down there. We then have to provide a specific notice, which I've already dictated. I don't have it yet tonight, but I've dictated it, which will be for the adjoining landowner, because you'd get notice actually, because they own one side of it.
Yep.
You'd get one notice,
Yep.
and the other person would also get the notice. I don't remember the
Yes.
name, but you know who it is. And they get specific notice, and then you have to publish generally the notice for the next hearing. I'm going to assume you would want to have that just as part of your regular meeting as opposed to a special meeting. So that can get done, and you're talking next month's meeting, so you're talking about 4 weeks before you can vacate it. We have to provide notice to everybody here in town in case someone wants to gripe about it.
well, after talking to a sheriff here, you'd like to see the thing open at the end of September.
Mhm.
we're gonna try our hardest to get it open as quick as we can. But to get it open, I have to blacktop it and put concrete in it. And I'd want to blacktop that pretty quickly.
Mhm.
So is there a way that we could,
Can you go ahead and blacktop it?
Oh, you can blacktop our alley. We give you permission to blacktop our alley, sure.
okay, we'll have to redesign one end of it because it goes up a peak. But
Yeah. The only difficulty, they can't vote on it until you've actually provided the notice to the public and have it at a hearing. So they can't make that decision tonight.
We can start the process.
Oh, yeah, we're starting the process.
And you can go ahead and give you permission to blacktop it, or is there any others?
I have no objection.
No objections to that? So you can move on, but we just can't like finish the legality of it until we've had time to give notice to the residents.
Okay, and I really don't need to buy the parking lot. It's just if you want to sell it, I'd entertain it, but I'd like permission to maintain it.
Okay, you were working on getting us some type of for this start of the sale, like a ordinance or a
Well,
resolution.
I told you the different options
Yes.
you can do for that. And so I guess, when you tell me you want to prepare paperwork to start to exercise those options, I will begin that process.
So we're gonna begin the process of trying to get we have to list it, what was that called, bid? We have to open a bid up for it, correct?
Yes, there's a regular bidding process and there's an alternate bidding process that relates to specific needs of the town. And if it comes under a particular amount, then you're able to do that. So.
It goes for auction.
Yeah.
Basically.
No, not. It's a longer process than that. It depends on kind of what they make a decision that the property is worth. You do not have to, there is a general way if you're gonna sell property, you sell property. If the town has a specific need that it wants to have dealt with, or a specific adjacent landowner, they can negotiate specifically with that adjacent landowner under certain circumstances.
Right.
And my understanding is the town wishes to negotiate with the adjacent landowner.
Right.
So there's paperwork to prepare for that, and they've given me now an indication that's what they want to do. So that's what we'll get started.
I go through a lot of that. I've got over 400 of these sites. So I think every county's different, every city's different. So,
I mean, we would love to see you have it. I think you have the best use out of it, you know.
and we also have the old dealership too. So, we hope to participate in all your events. We hope to
Awesome.
make sure it's operated properly. We own and are building the site ourselves at this time, but we do have a person that's probably going to buy it from us. But we will supply all the fuel. We supply fuels in 5 states. So, and we'll supply the fuel there. It's going to be a Shell. This is going to be a Shell station. So, so we're still connected real close to it, even though we sell it to somebody else. The dealer that has this one, the brothers that have this one, also own the station. I used to have in Albion at the courthouse. They own a laundromat in Albion and a car wash in Albion. They own 4 stations in Fort Wayne and some type of lot, strip center in Fort Wayne. So
So the long run plan is to sell the Cromwell Shell.
that's what we do.
Okay.
We have over 400 of them, and it's tough to, when these things cost anywhere from $3 million to $5 million now to build, it's tough to hold 400 of them without having to sell some of them off, but we hold the supply agreement, so we sell all gas.
Okay. That's good.
Does that still give you some authority over how they run it? too?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
If they don't run it the way Shell wants it run, they take the Shell sign away. But then I can put up Sunoco, and then if they don't run it the way Sunoco wants it, you take the Sunoco sign.
Oh, okay.
So BP,
Okay.
I've got all the supplies, so I can put any brand there I want. So
Okay, thank you.
So we need a motion to have you vacate or,
You need a motion to have me prepare a notice to be published and sent out to consider vacation of the applicant.
okay, I make that motion. Do I have a second? Second it? Second. All in favor? Aye. Okay, thank you. We'll be in contact with you when we know more. But we appreciate it. Thank
I
you.
don't mind, I'm gonna sit here.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome. Okay, any other public comments? Anything, do you have anything that you'd like to bring forth before we move on?
No, I'm with Ross here.
Okay, I don't know if I've met you. I know Ross. Okay.
That's Rakudo for
Okay.
he's been working with me on this stuff, so.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, nice to meet you. Okay. Dave, you,
You know his dad.
okay.
That's Steve Hagan's son.
Oh, no. Oh, yes, I definitely understand. Oh, yes. Okay, so, Jay, you have anything else?
No, that was all I had, was to talk about the alley situation. Like I said, I was down there here before the meeting, so I could take a look at it and make sure I understood the layout. You do not want to do anything with the north-south alley that tees into, right? That alley is gonna stay just the way it is.
Yes, okay. And then I guess whatever we need to kind of organize going forward to potentially look at selling that piece of property.
Yeah.
Okay. Old business. I'd like to open a public hearing on the water rate increase. Any public comments for this public hearing?
Do you want me to kind of,
Yes,
Yeah.
that is exactly what I want.
yep.
Thank you.
We pass out this is just a one-page handout. You may have seen this last meeting, but just to walk you through. Should be out of Caleb, but I don't know, you get there.
Well, thank
Trees,
you.
so-
It helps me pay attention to what you're saying.
Yeah, there we go. So just to give a little bit of background, so the major driver of what we're doing tonight is really the water project, the ongoing water project, and the need for a small amount of additional funds to be able to essentially finish that project out, close that out. So DLZ team, Dan and Casey have been working on that, had identified about $200,000 of additional need to be able to close that project out. So we've had discussions with SRF's kind of finance team to talk about different options. First, we asked for, additional grant money that wasn't available. Not shocking, but, we have to make the ask. But they did offer 0% interest loan for the $200,000. So we'd just be directly paying back that with no interest over a 20-year period, like we're doing with our outstanding bonds. So to accompany that, SRF will need certain assurances that your revenues that you bring in will be sufficient to cover your operation and maintenance expenses and those debt service payments plus a 25% cushion on those payments at a minimum. So as we do that and look to provide those assurances to SRF, obviously we need to do a rate evaluation. We do annual evaluations for the utility, so we pulled the information from that into this kind of condensed presentation. What we're looking at here is we take kind of some of the 2027 costs that we put into that evaluation. That's where we'll have to show SRF through that you can kind of afford those debt service payments. So with that, at the top of this page that I handed out, we have your revenue requirements. So that would be the costs of your utility, cost to run your utility annually. We break that down into a few different buckets. The first is your operation and maintenance disbursements. Those are your day-to-day costs, like your contractual service costs with your contract provider, cost to pay us, salaries, et cetera. So those would run you about $185,000 annually, kind of with 2027 numbers in mind there. We also need to pay back the outstanding bonds, so the 2022 bonds for this project, $48,000 roughly annually for that. We build in a new $10,000 annually for the project overage funding. We also have, with that project overage funding, an additional small amount that we'll need to fund a debt service reserve with SRF. It's just a program requirement. That would be another $2,000 annually over the next 5 years. And then finally, kind of an amount available for as needed, cash funded repairs, replacements, improvements. We build in $30,000 there. That gives you total revenue requirements. These are costs that you need to fund, $275,300. We back out interest income that you receive, as that's not going to change with the rate increase. So that gives us a total net revenue requirement. So those would be costs that you need to fund through your rates and charges of $265,200 is what we estimate. We compare that to the receipts that you bring in annually. So this is based on your most recent year receipts. We have roughly $188,000 in regular metered sales, $47,000 hydrant fees, and a small amount of penalty income. So total receipts, $236,400. So we're just comparing those costs to the receipts that you bring in to calculate that gap that we need to fund through a potential rate increase. So that gap is $28,800. That represents about a 12% increase in your current rates and charges. To put a dollar figure to that, so currently we talk about an average residential monthly bill is a 4,000 gallon bill of water usage. So currently your bill would be $50.24 for the 4,000 gallon bill. That 12% increase would represent a little over a $6 increase to that monthly bill, taking you up to $56.36. So happy to answer any questions, but essentially the rate ordinance that you're having the public hearing on tonight reflects that 12% rate increase to bring you up to that $56.36 average monthly bill. That would allow us to then move forward with the additional funding, securing that additional funding from SRF in the next month or so. We're still working on kind of nailing down some of the finer dates with SRF. I just had another conversation with them yesterday. Sounds like probably looking at a September closing for that, but they're going to confirm and get back with us. But if we adopt this, we'd be able to move forward with that process with them. So happy to answer any questions for you or the public, but just I wanted to give that over to you.
Any questions for Ross? So essentially, we had a project, a water project. It came in over budget. Nothing that was nothing we could have done to change that.
Right.
It's just how sometimes the cookie crumbles. And in return, SRF will lend us the excess, but they require us to meet certain financial standards and receipts in to be able to lend us that money for the next set amount of years. So I just want to reiterate that. It's part of doing business sometimes. So if no other questions, I can close the public hearing. Okay, closed. Okay, consideration for ordinance 2025-1. We introduced it in the last meeting, and now we can pass it. I make a motion to pass ordinance number 2025-1. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any questions? Okay. Thank you very much.
Of course, and Kayla, if you just want to send me a copy of that, so I can send it out to SRF. And part of the many things that we'll provide to get that small amount of additional funding that's secured. And we'll keep you guys updated on that, and when we know the exact date, we'll provide that and go from there.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're here. Thanks, everyone. Yep.
Okay. Anything on right-of-way permitting we need to discuss tonight?
No.
CCMG road project?
The only update I have on that is that they're looking to start construction potentially mid-September. They're still trying to nail down that date in the block.
Okay.
Do you know when you said mid-September?
Yeah.
I have September jotted down, but I mean, they're aware of,
Because we
Probably.
that's
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the month. Okay.
Yep, they're aware.
That's our parade lineup.
Yeah, especially because it comes on First Street.
Yeah, that's okay.
nope, they're aware. Todd's working that out. Just,
Okay.
we know it's not, it's not like next week.
Okay.
You know,
I just wanted to.
yeah.
Wasn't dirty with that.
Well, they could do industrial drive then, but
Yeah.
not First Street.
But ideally, it'd be nice if there's no
Yeah,
sort of
it's all
traffic
done.
issue.
Yeah, right then, that'd be good.
Would be part of the parade.
Have to follow behind the paper.
Okay, water rehab.
So as Ross, went over all of that stuff, we had approved the change order and the DLZ supplement. at the last meeting, contingent on the SRF funding. I do have the DLZ supplement ready for you guys to approve and sign. And again, that would be contingent on the SRF closing. That is exhibit number 4 on that packet.
Okay, so you want the motion now?
Yes.
I make a motion for supplement number 1. DLZ for $75,000. Do I have a second?
A second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, and then the pay application for Kirk Brothers?
Correct. Pay application number 28 for $45,319.66.
I make a motion for that pay application to Kirk Brothers, $45,319.66, pay application number 28. Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
In general, they're going through punch list items. They're substantially complete, so waiting on retained release and closeout. And then we're working with the contractor in Asbury to schedule the remaining work for the tower rehab project B. That's all I got for that.
Anything else on?
Nope, just, that's all I got on the water project. The only other item is the update reminder regarding the INDOT notification on July 18th. The total pool reduced to $1 million, 20% match for local. Only 3 months of security agreements after the award. Expected construction summer 2026. Next call will be in July 2026, construction 2027. Not sure if you guys had that conversation with Todd or not, or if you guys, I guess, need any additional conversations or clarifications on that.
Not at the moment.
Okay, so that's all I got. You guys have any questions for me?
I don't think so. We're good?
Okay.
Sarah with Ashbury?
I do not have any action items in my report this month, so I'm just kind of here if anybody had any questions from anything they read on that.
I just had a question on the festival list that we gave you. Are the items going okay? Do you have any questions on them?
Yeah, we put in the permits for the road closure. The state's permit is in progress. I actually followed up with the county the other day, and apparently the system they have for submitting it online doesn't work. But I resubmitted it, and they're going to follow up on that with the commissioner. So as far as I know, we're on schedule.
I feel like the banners go up soon, that's why
We called in the locates already, so we should get them up this week.
I knew you'd be on it. I just wanted to double check. Thank you.
Anything else for Sarah? Kayla, anything for? Okay. I will be sending an email just to you and some of the others in management about, some invoices we got and just working through some of the larger stuff that I think, like, some of these projects came in way over budget. Like way over budget, so there'll be some more discussions, just so you're aware. But I don't think I have anything else.
All right.
Thank you very much. Next. Hey, Tiffany, you have anything else to add? Oh, I'll get back to him.
That's okay.
Okay.
Anything? Mike, your turn.
Oh.
I literally did.
That would have been okay, but anyways, hey, Michael Hatfield, Town Marshal. Over the course of the month, we ended up having 3 investigations, 2 thefts and a death, 19 complaints, nothing that's out of the ordinary or anything, and then a couple of traffic stops, and did some time at Onion Days with their parade, but nothing. We're still in the middle of investigating these. The death one's kind of completed, but the thefts we're still working on, but that was our month.
Leading up to Cromwell Days, this is the time to
Yeah.
be getting people's
Yeah.
yards
Yep.
and
Yep.
all that great,
Yep.
wonderful stuff.
Oh, yes, it's our time. We want to get doing that. I've already talked to Kayla about that Baker Street our house over there, so I'm gonna get the letter so we can send it off certified, so.
And
because now it's a different
Hopefully
person
we can-
again.
Yeah, hopefully we can get somebody in there to mow it.
Yeah, because it's probably gonna come down to that.
And then if we don't do it now, we're not gonna be able to have
Right.
those 10-day or whatever, to be able to do that.
I think
So,
Roberto over here kind of contracts himself out a little bit. I can talk to him about it and see if he wants to do that.
anybody that wants to do it, just.
Is that legit, or do they have to-
COI,
Oh,
like,
they
it's a
have to
whole
have-
thing. They have to be
oh.
licensed, like,
And
so.
it probably won't be Roberto.
So it has to be, anybody that would love to put it in is great, but they do
Okay.
have to have a certificate of insurance,
Okay.
all that good stuff.
Okay, then probably won't be him. Okay. There's ones around.
Yeah. So, okay,
That's it for me.
thank you,
Uh-huh.
Caleb.
The books for July have been reconciled. Please acknowledge for the record the packet will be reviewed and approved.
Acknowledged,
The credit card packet for July was due in August is present. Please acknowledge it will be reviewed and approved.
acknowledged,
The payroll allowance docket for July is present. Please acknowledge for the record that it will be reviewed and approved.
acknowledged,
Just a reminder about our 2026 budget season. Important dates, August 27th, 2025, DLGF budget workshops. September 16th, 2025, 2026 budget public hearing night. And then October 21st, 2025 is the 2026 budget adoption.